Hello from Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru. I thought I would just come in and just give you a little word of encouragement today. I'm just winding down and I guess winding up. I just came back from a celebration, a nonprofit event, so to speak, and then I'll be going this evening to a networking event. But I wanted to ask, what do you believe? I truly believe the weekends are a great time to be able to refresh ourselves, to not only analyze our achievement and accomplishments during the week, but also recenter and get ourselves geared up for the new week ahead. But I wanted to ask, what do you believe? I'm sitting here with 3 bracelets on, supporting a small business friend, but these 3 bracelets are very personal to me, and I'll post the pics later. But really, they come down to this message of what do you believe? The first bracelet says, she believed she could, so she did. And it sounds so simplistic, but the bottom line is no matter what we say, everything we do, everything we accomplish, everything we achieve comes down to what we believe. And we live in a society where people are trying to pump you up with these hunky-dory messages and say these words of affirmations. And I'm not saying those don't play a part, but the bottom line is always what you believe is what you do. You can't talk yourself through it. You either believe it or you do not. It's either yes, you're in, or no, you're not. And once you come to the forefront with that decision, everything else you do rests upon that. Yes or no, in or out, do you believe or don't you believe? And you go from there. The second bracelet is, and this is personal to me, your foundation may be different. The second bracelet says, God is within her, she will not fail. For me, that's very closely tied to the things I believe, because God is my foundation. Whatever your foundation is also plays a big part in what you believe and achieve. Unfortunately, some people's foundation is based on temporal things. If your foundation, if your motivation, if your drive is all tied up into, let's say, money or other people or anything, any substance, those things can be temporal. You can get to a point where you run out of money. You can get to the point where your relationship with that one that means so much to you can change and they can be gone. Now what? If your foundation is shaky, if what you're rooting your motivation and your beliefs on is questionable and not permanent, then that is going to have a problem with your belief as well. It's no point in having an audacious goal if your whole foundation is quicksand. Because there are going to be many bumps and twists and turns in your journey, things that you thought you prepared for and you just simply cannot. Where your foundation, your core, is going to mean everything. So one is your belief. And then second is what you base your foundation on. And third, and this is so important because sometimes we are so, good at planning things out that we overanalyze things. We overplan. We take all the joy, all the goodness, all the pleasantry out of it. And you can achieve and accomplish so much. But if you take the fun out of it, you really, dilute your passion. So in all you're doing, remember to have balance, remember to have fun, remember to include joy. So this third bracelet says, well-behaved women rarely make history. And that's a quote from Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. And I also have that bracelet on because it's a reminder. I remember in the environment I grew up in, I was always taught to not go against the grain and do what's expected of me and follow that cookie cutter type mentality. Well, let me tell you something. Life is nothing without your taking risk. Some of us are risk adverse. You may have different comfort levels when it comes to risk. But the bottom line is, if you believe in anything that's worth having, you're going to have to take some risk. There's going to have to be some uncertainty. And really, if you want to be successful, you cannot do what everyone else is doing. You have to be able and willing to sometimes go against the grain, step out there and say, no, this isn't the best thing. Or, hey, this is a way I think we need to improve things. Be that trendsetter instead of doing what's expected from you always, or doing what everyone else is doing. So I love this bracelet and purchased it because I said I love that well-behaved women rarely make history. And that's not saying be ricacious or, do something that's ruining your reputation. It's not encouraging bad behavior, but it's just a reminder. If you just want to be that normal, blend in, you're not really going to make history. And I believe that anyone that's born and breathing has a purpose. So there's a way for you to have that audacious goal, that audacious vision, especially when no one else believes in it, or you find a lot of discouragement, or you don't find people that are going to cheer you on all the time. If it's in your spirit, if it's in your heart, you have to pursue that. So think about that over the course of today and this weekend, and maybe even next week for you. What is something that's a burning desire and passion in your heart? What is your purpose? Are you in alignment? For some people, you may not know what your purpose is, and that's okay because a lot of people don't. But from this day forward, you should be questioning. You should be searching. And when you find that answer, then you need to put feet to your purpose. Because if it's just in your head and your heart, and you never fulfill it, then it's not much of a purpose, is it? It's just a goal that went unfulfilled. And those 3 points again, what do you believe? Some of you know your purpose and your passion. Some of you may be on the fence. Some of you may be fearful. Doesn't matter what the case is. It will always go back to these 3 things. What do you believe? Because it's not always in what you say verbally. Because some of us are very good at saying all the right things, but when it comes down to it, we don't 100% believe in it ourselves. So what do you believe? And once you know what you believe, yes or no, in or out. Because once you make that decision, then there's something for you to do. There's action required. After that, what is your foundation? What is it that you're basing what you want to do on? That you have the strength and ability, and you know that you know that you know. Why? What's at your foundation that is going to supplement, that's going to feed what you believe? And then, are you willing to go against the grain? Don't be that cookie cutter person. Don't always be that person that conforms. Don't be that person that just always wants to do what looks good, the status quo, or what is expected of you. Be able to take risks. Learn to be comfortable in doing what's uncomfortable. You'll find that your measure of success and what you accomplish will be much higher. That's all for now. Until next time, bye-bye.